Good evening, everyone. This is the School Buildings Committee meeting for January 26th, 2016, 6:33. Call it to order and start with the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which stands one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. First item up on the agenda is citizens' comments. Don't see any. So moving on to the next is approval of the meeting minutes from the last meeting, which are all in the packages. They're sent out.
Motion to accept as printed.
All right, a motion to accept. A second. Second. Okay. Any questions, comments, concerns? All right. Seeing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Those are approved. Next item up on the agenda is general project update. Who's Ben? Eric? Jamie? Right down the line.
Sat in the wrong chair.
All right, so in general, as you guys know, landscaping-wise, everything's kind of on hold until we don't have snow and frozen ground. The big issues we have right now are with two of the RTUs.
What was that?
The two of the rooftop units, as part of the commissioning process, they go through and they make sure that everything HVAC-wise does what it's supposed to. It's way too complicated. I don't understand half of it, to be honest with you. But these two units, for some reason, the smoke detectors and the actual brains of the units aren't jiving together properly. So KMD and Levangie have been troubleshooting that, and Levangie had Simplex back this week to actually take the duct smokes from those units out of the loop, which in theory will either eliminate them or we'll know that's exactly what the problem is. Because basically you have Simplex involved, you have the unit manufacturer, which is Addison, and then you have the BMS guys, who is kind of the brain of the whole HVAC system. Something like this happens, they look like this. So we have to eliminate one, then say, okay, it's definitely not this guy. So that's where we are with that. Addison, the manufacturer's rep's been out here a couple times. They're saying it's not their unit. They pointed back to Simplex, so we're on to the next step. So hopefully by the end of this week, we'll either know that's the issue or we'll have to move on to the next thing, which would be the BMS itself. And that would just be a computer programming coding issue. So that's our big hang-up. Our commissioning agent actually just left WSP, so we have a new commissioning agent. I spoke with him today about any other open items, and he doesn't see anything big holding us up because our commissioning is actually tied to getting our final C of O. So I told him our goal for that is our temp runs out in March on the 15th. So I want to have all the commissioning paperwork wrapped up by the end of February. So assuming we can solve the RTU problem, which I think we're getting closer, that shouldn't be a big problem for us. That's really the...
So, I mean, you're talking about the two units with the smoke problem, but I mean, these two units froze up on us right after the first of the year, right?
That was two separate units.
Those are two separate units.
Yep.
Okay.
So 8.
Let's go to those.
The smokes were 6 and 10, and then it was AHU 2 and RTU 2. That was basically when the units are in unoccupied mode, it's all shut down, so they don't run all night. When we had that first really cold day, 2 of the units had the coils freeze on them, and then KMD worked with the design team to try to come up with and troubleshoot what really happened there. So Seaman directed KMD to basically change the logic in the BMS to add kind of another layer of protection, because the freeze protection that was specified for some reason or another just didn't catch what it had to catch with those really cold temperatures overnight. So they're adding another layer of protection, and they've issued the direction, but now Addison, the actual unit suppliers, has to reprogram the units, so they're working on that right now.
And that's going to be applied to all the units
Yes.
across the board?
And right now, just to be safe, essentially, the way the program was written, it opens one of the valves to let water flow through it. It was opening at about 10%. For whatever reason, we can't really know exactly what happened because we have trend data from the BMS, but we don't know if it didn't open, if it didn't respond like it was supposed to, or if the 10% just wasn't giving it enough flow. So KMD has them all set at about 40% right now, which is overkill, but it prevents us from having another issue while they're getting the actual programming solved. And luckily, those 2 coil breaks were in 2 areas that only had ACT sealing, so that's all that. There wasn't any drywall or any real damage to speak of, so we got lucky there. Anything else?
Any other questions? Is that, Eric, is it fair for where we stand with these things, in terms of,
Yeah, people, the subs have been responsive.
you may need to,
Excuse me.
just so they can hear you on TV, sorry.
So the subcontractors have been responsible, we haven't had finger pointing, nobody said it's a design issue or it's, we're unfortunately, it's we had the two ruptured coils. It's I can't say that's normal operating procedures. Usually there's a tweaking period. Where your commissioning systems. It's taken much longer in this case to get things under control. But everybody's working toward that goal, and we want to make sure that we leave you, we being the design team and construction team, leave you, the owner, with a system that operates properly, and you have all the backup documentation that's needed.
Mhm.
And things are set up properly. So that's what we're working toward. We're continuing to meet on this.
Mr.
Even
Chairman, if I might,
7 months after substantial completion going on.
Okay.
have those 2 items been replaced?
No, I don't believe they've been replaced. I think they've been temporarily patched or routed around, or so.
But eventually they will probably need replacement, correct?
No problem.
Whether they can be replaced or
I mean, those
coils.
parts.
repaired, they'll be
Yeah.
either repaired or replaced. I can't say which.
But at this
which
point
they
in
would be.
time, it's not necessary.
At some point, fairly shortly, yes, it will be. It's not continuing to leak and cause problems at this point. But I don't know if, Jamie, if you have any other information on those
They
coils.
basically
I don't know what they
adjusted
did.
the system to sort of they put a workaround in the BMS. So the long-term solution is to pull the coils or repair the coils, which will happen, but they wanted to figure out what's going wrong first, essentially. So their first thing is to address why they failed. Once they get that figured out, they'll get that programmed into all the other units, and then they'll do whatever repair work they need.
But doesn't affect the comfort of the school.
I don't think so. We had a couple temperature issues, but I think those were more BMS related. And we work with Joe on that. He lets us know when they have rooms that are hot or rooms that are cold. So I don't think it's had a direct effect on them.
Thank you.
Well, that's the first thing I understood what everyone was talking about. And that what I was concerned with, the effect on the environment. And instead of looking for pieces, it seems to me you go to the base and pull out what's there and put in what you need to put in and move forward.
Well, I mean, coming from the industry, I know that the coil repairs take a bit of time. So
Well, how is this affecting the
It's
environment?
not something you're going to do in the middle of winter time. I think right now what they've done is they patched it, and then they're bypassing part of the coils, but they're still using it. So it's at the moment they're still meeting all the temperature requirements inside the space and keeping the environment down. To replace the coil, they're gonna have to shut
Okay.
down the unit for an extended period of time to pull it out and to replace it and stuff. So you want to do that more of in unoccupied times and stuff, and certainly not in the middle of winter time if you can avoid it. But so I think that's right now. I mean, everything's back up and running, and they're tempering the space as they should be right now.
Almost like an 8-cylinder car running on 7. It'll go 40 miles an hour, but won't go 80 miles an hour. Roughly.
That sounds awful.
Remember that came from Joe.
The architect.
Yeah.
Simple solutions.
Good analogy.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
No.
Okay. Thank you, Eric. And Jamie. Next item is the review and approval of some invoices. It's a short list this month.
You ready for me?
I'm ready.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion that we pay Skanska invoice number 1311838 PDS 1261546 in the amount of $8,460.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and second. Comments, questions? All right, seeing none. All those in favor? Aye. All those opposed? That's approved.
And there's no Glenn Pagano invoice this month.
Nope.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion that we pay application number 21, Fontaine Brothers, Inc., in the amount of $230,963.93.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and second. Questions, comments on this invoice? All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? It's approved.
FF&E invoice summary. 4 items, wards, science. It's all science-related equipment. Invoice number 8043460027, dated 12/17/2015, in the amount of $879.75. Invoice number 8043473107, dated 12/18/15, in the amount of $7,830. Invoice number 8043544846, dated 12/31/2015, in the amount of $1,357.86. Invoice number 8043637901, dated 1/13/2016, in the amount of $339.15. The next two are WB Mason.
Did you say 839?
3:30.
No, I thought I heard 839.
No,
Did you say
330.
339? Okay, sorry.
The next two are WB Mason, 12 cantilever chairs and a safe. Invoice numbers 696079, dated 12/16/2016, in the amount of $858.44. Invoice number 130911316, dated 12/21/2015, in the amount of $399.99. Next item is Gibney Sports and Reconditioning, athletic equipment. Invoice number 13020, dated 10/28/2016, in the amount of $314. MD Stetson Company Incorporated, cleaning and maintenance equipment. Invoice number 516733, dated 12/31/2015, in the amount of $1,282.
Excuse me, can you back up a minute on Gibney? The invoice is for
Athletic.
12/28/2016.
That's what it says, but it should be
Should be
2015.
Should be
There's another
15.
one, 12/16.
Uh-huh.
WB Mason up there for 12/16 too.
Yeah, that's what you call prepaying a bill, huh?
So are those both changed to 15s?
Yep.
Okay, now
Okay,
it's
second
Apple.
on the,
Apple.
oh, you're not doing
Apple Incorporated, iPad Air times 20. That's 20 of them. Invoice number 43713800419, dated 1/7/2016, in the amount of $11,460. Kittredge Kitchen Equipment, invoice number 124774, dated 9/23/2015, in the amount of $2,439.93. Sergeant Welch, utensil and tray holder inserts for glassware washers. Kitchen equipment. Invoice number 804-344-3694, dated 12/15/2015, in the amount of $2,623.27. And lastly, music equipment from Washington Music Center, invoice number SI 121843, dated 11/14/2015.
Must have been a late night when I was putting this together.
2015. Yeah, you're just trying to make sure we're awake.
You're just getting ahead of it.
In the amount of $52,915.35, for a grand total of these items, $82,699.74.
Motion to accept as read with the noted date changes.
Second.
All right. Questions, comments? All right. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? That has been approved. Are we closing in on the end of the FF&E items?
We are, actually, I talked to Cheryl Moran today. You guys can hear me. I spoke with Cheryl Moran today in the business department. She's in charge of, along with Cecilia, taking care of the FF&E invoices. She gets them to me, and then I do a pretty poor job of making that list and giving them to you guys. But we're getting towards the end. I think there was about $6,000-7,000 worth of invoices that they know about, and that's pretty much it. So we're still about $20,000 under budget. So
Okay.
Thank you.
That's right. All right. Takes us through the invoices. Any other items, issues, things people need to bring up? No? Okay. Next meeting, a month out or more? Or we'll have another Fontaine bill that we need to project. Okay.
it'll be probably 2 months. 2 months, Mark, would that work for?
Sure. I don't think people would object too much to that. So if we go, let's see, to March.
Late.
Want to do March the 29th? Which is a Tuesday night?
That works for me.
Okay.
6:30 again, Mark?
Probably be all done by then.
March 29th.
Okay, 6:30. Yeah, if 6:30, we're, yeah. 6:30? Okay. So the next meeting is March 29th, Tuesday night at 6:30 here. All right, so if there's nothing else,
Motion adjourned.
I have a motion. A second. All those in favor? Aye. Thank you, everybody.